On to pile 3. So for pile 3, I think you're somebody who really has a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom from experience that you've gained through life. Somebody who is very able to communicate very effectively. Somebody who sees through things, can cut through the bullshit, can really see things from a different perspective, a perspective of wisdom and knowledge and understanding. Your wit and charm always keeps the conversation flowing. Exactly. See, you're somebody who really communicates very effectively, very charismatic. You know your worth and you refuse to settle for less, which is awesome. You understand and accept others for who they are, but it also doesn't mean that you're going to let them in your life. You see things from a very unique perspective. You are very straightforward. You don't sugarcoat it, and it can hurt. But when people are looking for honesty, you're the first person they ask. I get that one a lot. And it's just, I say it like it is. I'm a very authentic person. You're a very authentic person, a very knowledgeable person, somebody who's probably been through a lot in your life to bring you this knowledge. Knowledge doesn't just come out of the hat or thin air, Well, I'm claircognizant, so I do get a lot of those knowings, where I just know something. But true wisdom and knowledge comes through experience gained and trials overcome. Delve into your shadows and shine a light on them. So really, there might be a need to see your shadow side as well, to be able to integrate it and accept it, to realize that we are all made of light and dark. And your dark side can really be very effective in helping you navigate through life as long as you accept it. It's when you don't accept your shadow side that it takes over and messes things up in your life. What if everything ended tomorrow? What didn't you do that you should have? Be grateful for everything, no matter how small. Trust you know what's best for you and don't let others decide. You have power. Use it. I don't know why this one's making me want to think about pile 1 too, but besides the fact that the Queen of Swords is actually an owl in my deck and the King of Swords was in pile 1, it also has a lot of just similarities in there. So if you thought about watching it and you were questioning whether or not you should, there you go. Release the past and forgive yourself and others for past pains. So really, sometimes we can hold on to the past even when we don't notice it or realize it. Even being through everything you've gone through in your life and having this wisdom and knowledge you have, sometimes we don't see those things. Understand what your reactions are in situations, and don't feel like you have to jump to the defense in situations. Be able to just let go, live and let live kind of feeling, Be grateful for everything around you and understand that everything that happened for a reason. No matter how small it was, it happened for a reason. And then don't let others make decisions for you. Trust yourself. You know what you want, and you're somebody who's very wise, who really knows and understands things at a very deep level. Trust yourself. Don't let others make your decisions for you. 9 of Cups, Strength, 3 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. So you're somebody who's very balanced, adaptable, flexible. Somebody who may at times be very rash and impulsive in your speech, in your words to others. And, you're somebody who believes in truth and justice, but at the same time, there may be a need here to tone it down a bit, to take it to that more mature level, to where even though you're not sugarcoating things and you're very straightforward, you don't feel like you have to defend yourself at every turn. There's a need here sorry. You're somebody who's very emotionally fulfilled in and of themselves. You don't need anything from the outside to be able to be happy and content. You're somebody who's happy and content with everything that you have in front of you. Somebody who's very emotionally balanced. Somebody who is very capable and able of putting in the work to overcome any of your demons, your inner demons, and any of your emotional traumas or pains. And you're able to find that emotional balance and to keep it throughout all situations. Somebody who's very adaptable, flexible, able to go with the flow. And this is again reminding me of pile 1, because there was the Ace of Pentacles in there, but I brought up the Two of Pentacles in that reading, as well as they were needing to make decisions without others making them for them. And the King of Swords was over there, so it was the more mature energy as well. And this is basically telling you, through this hard work and putting in the effort you have put in this effort, to bring your ships in, to make something happen. And maybe it's even to gain this maturity and the stability in your thoughts, in your actions, in your communication. So it's not so rash, it's not so impulsive, it's not so come and go, but it's something straightforward and solid. Beaver and fire ant. Yeah, the fire ant is about letting situations simmer and burn and far longer than they need to. I'm going to look it up in the book. Aggression, rigid thinking, following orders. Yeah, so you might be following the orders of someone else instead of making your own decisions, but there's really a need here to understand how strong you are and to have the courage to realize that you can make your own decisions yourself and everybody else can just take a leap. Fire ant energy flares up without us noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances rather than those that counter them. So make the decision to get rid of anybody in your life that isn't serving your highest good. To stay away from people who are gossiping or blaming others, and to stay away from that yourself. That's misaligned fire ant energy at play. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or situation, only making things worse. How can you break free from the drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend that the heat isn't getting to you. Instead, express yourself, but express yourself in a very calm, respectful manner. Not attacking others, but stating your case and your position. When in balance, thoughtful and disciplined. When out of balance, argues, excessive heat, and gossips. To bring into balance, solo time and walks at night. And so for the beaver, that's a very hard-working person. Hard worker, loyal, tireless, family first. The beaver personality is a very welcome sight. These good-natured and dependable creatures have infinite love and enthusiasm for their family. And yes, I do believe in family first, and at the same time, you need to make sure that you're making the best decisions for yourself as well, because that's what the best decisions for your family is overall. They express it by way of the earth element, providing a home and financial stability. Although a beaver doesn't usually initiate a project once started, they will work steadily for weeks, months, or years to see it through. The beaver card appears when the task at hand requires your long-term steady effort. It can also signify that it's time for some karma yoga or selfless service. When in balance, happy, meaningful work. When out of balance, feels useless or worn out. To bring into balance, physical labor and self-service. So there's a need to really just get out and to work towards your goals, and to let go of anything from the past that may be making you feel like you can't achieve those goals. Be a little more adaptable and flexible to things in your life, and be able to find happiness and meaning in the work that you're doing. So that's what I got for this pile. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you have any feedback, I'd love to hear it, or if you'd like to leave a suggestion for a future video, I'd love to hear that as well. And we're moving to pile 3. So for pile 3, we have, there is pleasure in the pathless woods. Savor the brightest part of your day. This is making me think of Two Roads Diverge 2, but only because I already did that once. So, you're somebody who's very transformative. You bring a lot of transformation to the world. You're somebody who changes very rapidly, and somebody who, that change extends all around you. When you change, it changes everything. I think maybe you might need to get out in nature a little bit. You embrace yourself and others with ease. You don't care who gets you. You are unapologetically yourself, which is why you're so able to embrace others being themselves as well, is because you aren't judging yourself. When you're not judging yourself, you're not judging anyone else either. You are a beacon of hope for all around you. You have been through so much struggle, but you always find your balance again. You never take the judgments of others as fact. You like to decide for yourself. Always there to lend a helping hand. So you're somebody who's always there to help others. You're somebody who brings them light and hope for the future. You're somebody who's been through an awful lot, but I think you're in this place that's just a really good place, and so people really find a lot of hope in just watching you. You're somebody who expresses your truth and doesn't care what anybody thinks. Somebody who likes to decide things for yourself, and you never go off of what gossip is going around. You're somebody who really just perseveres through anything. Rabbit, vulture, swan. So the vulture is about, you're somebody who cleans up everyone's messes around you. You may not get the recognition you deserve all the time, but there's also a need to make sure that you're keeping your energy field clean and clear as well. When it comes to this card, you're a guardian, somebody who brings purification and balance to the world. You bring balance and prevent the spread of diseases or negative energy is kind of what I'm feeling on this one more. You can bring whatever situations in your life are out of whack back into balance. Sometimes you're very undervalued for what you do, but realizing that you are amazing for doing this is something that you really need to do. You're somebody who brings clarity to situations and reveals wisdom to others. Somebody who can get dramatic or aggressive when out of balance, maybe scream or yell a little bit and blow up on people, but that's only because people are taking you for granted. Don't let others walk on you. Don't be a doormat for people. To bring into balance, you can clean your space or sage for the energies. And let's see. Swan. Effortless creativity, sensitive, mystic, elegant power. You may be somebody who paints a lot, draws a lot, writes a lot, somebody that really gives people a lot of new perspectives through your work, your artistic work. The swan represents heightened creativity in Hindu mythology. The goddess Saraswati, the embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature. The swan is ready to take us there, to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. The potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. Yeah, you're somebody who has a lot of healing energy, and it shouldn't be taken for granted, so don't let others take it for granted. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. An inner voice is wanting to be heard and waiting to be heard, an inner vision likely to be revealed. When in balance, infinite creative power. When out of balance, agitated, snippy, lacking vision. To bring into balance, solo time or writing. And for the rabbit, we got an extra one of these cards as well. Afraid of everything, overwhelmed, frozen. The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and get him. He talks and talks and talks about it so loudly, in fact, that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for that great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future, and when we become our own worst enemy when we do this. We spin up a dust cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and your words, O rabbit, they shape your destiny. When in balance, sensitive, a problem solver, and a good listener. When out of balance, over-explains or talks fast. To bring into balance, a day of silence. I could use this myself on a regular basis. So basically, this is about overcoming your anxiety, not letting your anxiety or your fears control your path, but being able to bring yourself into balance and clarity in your thoughts and your emotions so that you are acting from a place of strength and confidence and not from the fears you have within. Being brave isn't not being afraid. It's being afraid, but doing what you feel is right anyway. Being able to overcome that fear to face things. And by the way, I picked this pile too. So we got the Four of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the Ace of Wands. and the Eight of Swords and the Two Cups. So you're somebody who may guard your heart a little bit. Somebody who has been through a lot in the past, very emotional, turbulent times that may have caused you to feel like you need to hold on tightly to what you have and all the gifts you have within yourself instead of expressing them to the world, instead of bringing them to the world, because people may have taken advantage of those things in the past. But now is the time to leave that behind. Now is the time to really have this passionate, fiery new beginning, to break through any stuck, stagnant energy you have within yourself, to have new friendships and new harmony and peace in your emotions. You're somebody who really can get tied up in your thoughts at times, but you're also somebody who breaks free of that on a regular basis, has these transformations on a regular basis, and it causes all these new thoughts and perspectives and ideas. You're somebody who does not like conflict, and you move your butt away from it. You prefer to be in harmony-filled places, and you bring peace and harmony to others as well. Understand your limits and express them truthfully. Don't take on more than you can. Take a walk in the moonlight to release the darkness and get in touch with your intuition and feminine power. PTSD is causing you to see things that aren't real. Release control and don't focus on the outcome, be present in the moment. Appreciate yourself for everything that you are. So really, I know what this is about for me. There's a new relationship coming into my life, a new friendship, and I'm feeling a little bit stuck because of past people who have taken advantage of me in similar manners to what this relates to. But anyway, really appreciating and understanding your true worth and your true value will allow you to release those anxieties and to understand that people aren't here to hurt you, that these people are coming into your life to love you. And focusing on that, focusing on your love and your value and your worth will attract people who see your love and your value and your worth and want to give it back to you as well. But focusing on those fears and those illusions and those hurtful things, that will draw that into your life instead. There's a need to just be able to go with the flow and go out and enjoy the journey and not to cling too tightly to what's going to come of it. And there's also the need to speak truthfully about what your limits are to other people, so that they don't overstep your boundaries, to have that healthy level of boundaries. And I think maybe you see in others when that is going on as well from the outside perspective, and I think you really help others a lot in overcoming things like that as well. You bring a lot of friendship and happiness and harmony and peace to people's emotions. That's what I have for this pile. I hope you really enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to hear feedback if you have some, or if you would like to hear a specific type of video, I'd love to hear that too. Have a beautiful day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching this. See you next time.